Who's your QB4? Oh my god! With Trinidad Chambliss and Dante Moore officially returning to college, this class has been deemed pretty weak. But today, me and McKay are going to rank our top 8 quarterbacks, and we think we have some sleepers in the later rounds for you guys, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video to find out who those are. Starting with number 1, who is your QB1 in this year's class?
I mean, everyone who clicked on the video probably expected this. It's Fernando Mendoza.
No way. No.
I really liked him, but like this normally seems like the quarterback people wouldn't like, you know?
Yeah, super weird, right?
If he didn't have the mentality he had, I don't know if he'd be QB1. Because of his mentality, I think he has a very good chance to work, even though, you know, his tools, his arm isn't that great. He's not much of a runner. I do like his ball placement, though, but that's like his main trait is ball placement and then obviously personality, leadership, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's super weird because we were talking about this a couple days ago because we pulled like just a complete 180, right? Like I'm usually the guy that's like hating on these number 1 overall quarterbacks that like, or maybe not necessarily number 1, but just high guys. Like I remember hating on Anthony Richardson really heavily because I don't get taking a guy who's just all athleticism or all, you know, he can throw the ball 80 yards in the air, so let's take him, right? But he has no accuracy, no decision making, like no you know, skills, right? He's just really talented or whatever. And so I've never liked that. And then we just pulled a complete 180 this season and took the guy who, like, maybe people are going to be really mad about this because I think they get upset when you say something like this, but has a below average arm, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, for the NFL level.
He definitely has a below average arm. It's definitely weaker, but it's extremely accurate and pretty smart with the football, right? And so it's like we took a complete 180. It's super weird. This guy is number 1, but everyone really likes him, and I think it's big due to his personality and like the person that he is. People really want to cheer for this guy and hope that he does well, which is cool. But I do find it a bit strange. Like you said, he's also my one because obviously, like, you know, we don't really have that many other options here. I think most years, I know we've said this in the past, I think most years Fernando Mendoza is not the number 1 quarterback in the class. People got really upset when we said that last time, said that he was up there with Drake May or something, which I don't.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May is the number 1 quarterback I ever scouted.
Yeah,
but
so
in that class, he's probably in the Bo Nix area.
I mean, he's below Nix.
Well, now, but I'm saying as a prospect.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a little strange how much he's getting glazed, if that makes any sense. I wrote down that he's extremely accurate. He obviously is. I wrote down extra, but he has an extremely good back shoulder throw.
Because a lot of the offense.
He's so good at that throw, the chemistry with his receivers. Because I really do think that back shoulders, like a huge part of them are the chemistry with the receiver. You have to be on the same page. But like he just puts it in the right spot almost every single time. And that's on most throws, right? I mean, he doesn't throw the ball deep down the field very often. I barely saw that, if at all. But he's really good at, you know, getting the ball out on the out routes on the sideline. He's very good at making sure it hits the receiver right in the chest, across the middle, right in the chest. And that's a great sign when they're putting the ball in the right spot every single time in the short to medium, because I think that goes under the radar. People are like, oh, look at this deep throw. And, you know, the deep throws are obviously cooler, but the ability to put it in your chest every single time is huge in the NFL because those plays can go from 10-yard plays to 20-yard plays, and that can win you games, right? Small things win you games in the NFL. So the things I wrote down, though, for the cons, and again, I'm not saying that Fernando Mendoza is a bad quarterback because I think people get really frustrated when, you know, you talk bad about Mendoza at all, but just hear me out because I really do think that his weaknesses are flying under the radar right now. I think people are acting like he's a perfect quarterback, and he's not. He has a weak arm. He really does, and it's just not great. We've talked about in the past, I worry about him having such a good O-line in college and then having a horrible one in the NFL with the Raiders. I think that's going to be a tough adjustment when he's not necessarily the best against pressure. And I really noticed something when I was watching him heavily is that he really doesn't get off his first read. For a guy who's supposed to be like really smart, it is a first read offense. And again, he does amazing at putting the ball where it's supposed to be on those first reads, but every single time he got off the first read, he ran the ball. And he's not going to be able to run in the NFL. I think that's something we should probably talk about for a little bit, is athleticism.
I think as he could be a red zone threat.
Yeah.
Like
he's not
take
very
what the
quick.
defense gives him, but yeah, never really part of the offense. He's never going to get a run more than like 20 yards for sure.
Right, and so it's weird that he runs so much, is what I felt like. He ran way more than I expected, at least in the games I watched of the film. Because it was just off that first read, I'm going to run the ball now because I don't want to go to my second read. Or he'd go to a check down, which, is sometimes the design play, is to go one read check down, but that's not that often, and it felt like he was doing it too much. And so I that did worry me a little bit for a guy who's so accurate and a weaker arm. I feel like reading the defense is kind of that's kind of what I've been told he's good at almost. Like he's just a smart guy that reads the defense. But I didn't really see that. I didn't really see the reading of the defense. I just saw that he's extremely accurate, and that's about it. He's really, really accurate, but I never consider a guy that's just really accurate at one. I don't know if I'm just crazy for that, but I just feel like he has some weaknesses that, yeah, you could fix them, but it's not like he has insane upside either.
I mean, Burrow at 1 had great accuracy.
But way better arm, though.
Yeah, that's the difference, though. Normally, these pocket passers have really good arms. I'd also, I put down eye manipulation, which is kind of the same thing as, a little bit the same thing as first read. He's not really, using his eyes to manipulate anything. It's almost like he's just, where he's going based on where he's looking.
Down the guy.
He's not a good improvisational, that was weird, quarterback. Anything he does is staying in the pocket, but he is really good at staying in the pocket. He can step up in the dirty pockets, buy an extra couple seconds. He's tough in the pocket.
Well, he's a tough guy, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the number one things is tough mentality. Put his body on the line. National championship, dove into the end zone, threw a guy.
Should that be number one? Like your number one thing?
No, he's not a number one quarterback in most years.
Right. Well, and then people are gonna be so upset. But again, hear us out, because if you go watch the film, he really does have a weak arm. He really doesn't get off his first read, and that's not a quarterback you want to take at one. A weak arm that doesn't get off his first read, that is not a good combo. And so, again, not discounting his accuracy, because it is nothing short of incredible from what I've scouted. I don't see quarterbacks this accurate. I mean, he's placing the ball in the right spot every single time, especially when you compare it to the rest of this class. Oh my God. But that's not enough in the NFL.
It's also going to take him a bit to get adjusted to the NFL because RPO offenses, quarterbacks that come from those, normally take a bit to adjust to the NFL, and they loved RPOs. RPOs, back shoulders.
Oh, yeah. That's
the backbone of their offense. Cignetti's an amazing coach. The offensive line's amazing. He has 2 round 1 or round 2 receivers. No other quarterback in college football had that besides, I think, Sayan's the only other one who probably had that.
Yeah.
So that's a bit concerning. The run game was really good. I know both guys are supposed to be probably late round draft picks. The whole team was just really good together. And the average age of the starters was 24 on offense. He's playing with grown men against children.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little rough when you consider it like that. And I also think that, he's going to Klint Kubiak, right? If anyone can get the most out of him, I think it's Klint Kubiak. But at the end of the day, I also really worry because, I think his best ball was his back shoulder, and then I think his out routes are beautiful to the sideline. He just
worry about that being taken away.
Exactly what I was about to say is something I worry about. Is his accuracy might be hidden by the fact that he can't get the ball there quick enough. And not because he holds on to it or any of that, but because genuinely, out routes in the NFL, you have to throw the ball so unbelievably hard. There is a reason that Matthew Stafford is the greatest of all time at out routes, probably. It's because he just chucks the ball. It comes so fast off his hand. And that is a big reason he went number 1. He is so strong, and he's able to get that ball in there because NFL DBs are insanely athletic. They can make a play on those footballs, and the coverages are so much more advanced. And so I think that he's going to have a super tough time, and I think he's going to throw plenty of interceptions early in his career off of those, realizing that he doesn't have a strong enough arm to fit those in. So for me, and again, I'm going to get so much hate for saying this, but for me, Mendoza going 1 is almost a guarantee he's not going to work because he's going
I don't think he'll work 4-1, but I don't think he's a bad player by any means.
And I'm not saying he's a bad player.
If you're going 1, even in this class, I think you can get a very, very, elite player at a lower value position or a very good player at a higher value position.
Right.
Because I know this class isn't insane, but I'd rather have a quality player than a below average quarterback, which is
just taking a flyer on a guy who doesn't really and this isn't a guy you want to develop. This is a guy you want to be good right away, and he's not going to be good right away.
I still think that because of his mentality, I think he will work as a starting quarterback. I put his floor, he'll be a low tier starter, and his ceiling though is only an above average starter. So maybe his highest end might be barely scraping the top 10, which is not the guys you normally take at 1. But I still think
I just don't see that happening either.
I don't mind his arm strength, how far he can throw it. but like the velocity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just not there.
And I think that the people kind of confuse those two a lot of the time. We're not saying that he can't throw the ball deep, which I just don't think he chooses to a lot of the time, so it makes it hard to know if he actually can. But he genuinely, like, on the velocity is just not there, and that's way more important to me than how far you can throw the football.
As long as you can throw it like 55 yards, you're good.
Yeah, like, do you really need to throw it further?
You can probably throw it further too. So
everyone
really
can these days, but like
besides Hurts.
Yeah, but like
and
you just
Tua.
can't get it to the sideline, so a little concerning there. But
yeah,
again, super accurate. He's a dog, like, and he's gonna work, his ass off to make sure that he can do, he can be the best that he can. I just worry about what the best for him is. So
yeah, he's definitely limited.
It wasn't very hard to make that decision because of this class. It's not good. I'll tell you.
The worst quarterback class since the Kenny Pickett draft for sure.
Yeah, so definitely disappointing. But you want to move on to number 2. If you made it to this point in the video, you should probably subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on our other draft content, and if you made it this far, you probably like it. So let's get back to the video.
Sure.
I think we all know who number 2 is as well.
Don't worry, guys. It'll get very interesting after 2.
Yeah.
For our rankings. But number 2 is Ty Simpson for me.
Yeah, easily for me as well.
It's not even close.
It's not close.
He's obviously way closer to 1 than 3. I told you that a few weeks ago, and you thought that was weird.
Well, that was before Trinidad Chambliss went back.
Yeah, Chambliss kind of threw everything off.
Which was so weird that he's going back, because I really wish he was in this class.
I think we should talk about Chambliss in a little bit.
But. Okay.
I think he reads the defense really well. I think one of his best things is he's very smart. Ty Simpson's, in my opinion, more smart than Mendoza. He's the smartest quarterback in the draft class. He reads the defense really well, pre and post snap. He throws with anticipation at a very high level. His ball placement's pretty good, especially over the middle of the field. That's something I noticed, especially early in the season, was that he was able to rip these balls over the middle on like crossing routes and stuff. He's a very good leader, and he's doing all this with being his first season starting. But he does have a lot of negatives, especially mainest negative is he fell off bad.
So bad.
Right before the playoffs, he just all of a sudden became a different player. I watched games pre and during playoffs. Completely different player. I don't really know which player I'm evaluating here, honestly.
I feel like we scouted different people, not because I agree with the fall off thing, but I do not agree with the good decision making. Saying he's smart and that he
first half of the season he was definitely smart,
and saying that he was good post snap. Maybe pre snap or something. I didn't really see much, but I literally wrote down not great decision making at times. He makes boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, I have that.
Could be lack of experience. I wrote that down because he's only played this season, right? But genuinely make like every like few plays, it's just like, what the frick was that?
Not that often.
Like, well, in the end of the season, it definitely was that often.
I guess.
But it is just some of the dumbest decisions. Like, what are you doing? Like, makes absolutely no sense. I wrote down for his pros. I'll start with his pros, but I just want to throw that out there because I literally wrote down how boneheaded he is.
No, I get what you mean.
Sometimes.
Because I have on here he has tendencies to make bad plays worse. He plays hero ball at times. But a lot of these things, it's hard because I might say something and you're like, I didn't see that at all because he doesn't have that at all. And then it's like, do I put it on there because he didn't have it at all in the playoffs? But he's very good at it in the regular season. So
yeah, I just feel like he wasn't that smart even in the earlier of the season. Like I just feel like he just made dumb decisions. Like way too frequently. You can't be that smart if you're making dumb decisions frequently. And I feel like, I don't know. It's not like Mendoza where he's always on his first read, but like it's a different kind of dumb, if that makes sense. Like it's not like he can get through his reads, but sometimes he just doesn't go to the right one, even if he sees it, if that makes sense. So I don't really get smart.
Almost not trust himself at times. Like, it looks like he double checks.
Yeah, well, and
it's kind of weird.
A lot of the time, like, it feels like he gets off his read too fast at times. Like, it's random. But again, I think a lot of that is lack of experience, which is why I wrote that down. Is that like this could be lack of experience possibly? But to say he's so smart already is a little glazed. But that's all I wanted to say about that. What I wrote down is he's a beautiful spiral, most beautiful ball in the class by far. He's amazing. It flies off his hands. Great arm strength.
Not much competition.
Right, but it looks so pretty coming off his hands. He's got great arm strength. I wrote down he's got super sneaky athleticism. He's low-key super fast and not talked about at all.
Super fast as Glaze.
It reminds me of Dart from last year. I'm not saying he's as athletic as Dart.
Not nearly.
But I'm saying that in the sense of like no one talking about it, and I feel like it is definitely one of his strengths. I think it's a good thing to talk about. He does have some good athleticism, especially in the couple games I watched. I mean, he was outrunning people, he was juking people in some plays. I was like, what the frick? I did not expect that from him. So thought that was pretty good. I wrote down that he makes some extremely difficult throws, but that can also be a con because
he tries
really difficult throws that he can't make. I wrote down hit or miss downfield. So sometimes, you see those really great throws, but other times it's not even close, especially towards the end of the year. And then I wrote down he has not great decision making. Like I said, he's inconsistent, and he looked like a different player once the stage got bigger. His pocket awareness was absolutely terrible in the playoffs, and he was inaccurate.
And he can't play under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, he's bad when the pocket collapses. He's so bad. Inside the just anytime the pocket collapses, the pocket awareness goes from just straight to zero, maybe to the negatives. I mean, just horrible in there. I actually think Ty Simpson's a lot closer to Mendoza than people think, but I think that says more about Mendoza than it does Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson's extremely talented, and his lack of experience can be used as an excuse to say he has a better chance of working when he gets more.
I don't think he's that talented. His arm is not that strong.
He's very talented for this class.
And he's also, what is he, 6'2", 208?
Well, I'm not saying I'd ever take this guy.
I think he's definitely got below average talent.
I'm not taking this guy for where he's going, but I will say that I think that, I don't know, I don't think Tyson's going to work out, if I'm being completely honest, but he has a much better chance to be better than everyone behind him, obviously.
100%.
And
it's not even close.
And I think that, if he could figure out how to be smarter, and that can be taught, right? A lot of his weaknesses can be taught, which I think is a good thing. So if he can figure that out in his experience, again, so little experience, if he can figure that out in his first couple of years, he could work out. I'm not saying I think it will happen, but there's a tiny chance. So, yay.
Yeah, something you didn't talk about, and I didn't notice when I first started watching, was there's a lot of times where he's putting his full body into these throws. You can see it, and then I looked back, and I was like, how did I not notice this? He's using his whole body on, basic throws, which makes me think his arm's even worse. And a lot of times that actually messed up his accuracy because he was putting his whole body into it. So,
interesting.
Something I definitely worry about.
It's weird watching him and then watching the other guys in this class because there's actually a couple guys in this class that have just, ridiculously strong arms. The ball just flies off, and the velocity's insane. And then the better quarterbacks, struggle with the velocity. So it's just... This class is so weird, man. It's so not good. I wish Chambliss was in it. Call me crazy, guys. Chambliss would have been my QB1 this year. I loved what I saw from Chambliss.
I mean, Chambliss was my QB3.
I don't know how you could have him behind Simpson. I just cannot figure that out.
I mean, he's not that accurate, especially over the middle of the field. It's completely different. Simpson's very accurate over the middle of the field.
Oh, yeah. Watch their two most recent games and tell me that.
I mean, there's just so many misses for Simpson. And then...
Yeah, there is. Way too many misses for Simpson.
Oh, I meant Chambliss. I don't know why I said that. He struggles to fit the ball into tight windows, too. That's something I noticed. Is that if there's a tight window, he'll try it. And
I don't feel like he tries it that often because he's smarter. He's way smarter than Simpson, in my opinion. He makes way better decisions. He goes through his reads better. I really don't get why you wrote down that Simpson's so smart. I really just feel like that's one of his weaknesses is his decision-making.
He just turns his brain off, but when his brain's on, he's very quick to read the field.
He turns his brain off as your excuse for why he's smart?
He's smart most...
That sounds pretty stupid.
He's smart 95% of plays.
I just disagree with that. I just feel like that's his biggest weakness is his decision-making. He's so bad.
He's a very good decision-maker. Dude, he's a young quarterback in college. They all have moments where they turn their brain off.
Yeah, but he has them way too much.
Yeah, every quarterback in college does.
Notice how Chambliss didn't turn the ball over at all. He had 3 picks this season. He's super athletic. He gets outside the pocket. He's able to look downfield, go through his reads, still progress. And he doesn't turn the ball over. He's not stupid. It takes a bunch of sacks inside the pocket.
Go through his reads very well.
Chambliss?
Compared to Simpson?
Oh my!
Not even close.
Dude, what are we doing?
Bro, who'd you watch?
What are we doing?
Sounds like you watched God. You watched Titan. You watched Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah, I'm not saying I watched
24-year-old, 5'10" quarterback.
He's 6 feet tall.
Bro, he's not 6 feet tall. If he's 6 feet tall, I'm 6 feet tall.
He's extremely athletic, and there's no argument there.
He's very athletic. I wouldn't say extremely.
I'm not even allowed to use the word extremely without you getting mad. You just
No,
hate
I'm saying-
you just hate Chambliss.
No, I don't. I had him QB3. He was
It doesn't
consensus
really
like
matter.
QB5.
Chambliss isn't here, so Chambliss will be here next year, and I'm excited to talk about him. But I really think that Chambliss. Here's my take. Come back to this video when it happens. I genuinely believe that Chambliss, since he's going back to college, he's going to have another year. He is going to be a top 2-round pick this upcoming season because he's going to fly up boards when he continues to progress. I mean, he had 1 year of D1 ball. And he didn't even start the year as a starter. Once he got chemistry with his guys, he looked incredible in the playoffs. And I think that's going to continue. And he clearly has the clutch factor, a huge part.
That's true. That's
which
one of his biggest things.
Huge reason that I would have easily put him over Simpson is they're the complete opposite of Simpson gets worse when the stage gets bigger and Chambliss gets 10 times better.
We also had a very small sample size. I don't know.
I agree.
It was one season of I think Simpson could have benefited. I think he should have transferred, honestly.
Simpson would have been a good one to go back a year, but also at the same time,
because if he backed up what he did early in the season, he's 100% a first-round pick.
But it's also hard because this class is so bad that he's guaranteed to be in like a top, maybe third
2 rounds.
Yeah, but
probably.
Maybe third if he's unlucky.
I think there's a better chance to give him the first.
So yeah, but he still could, right? So I think that, and like people have said, it makes sense that if he might have heard he's going in the first if he's coming out this year, and so, but like, I know it's a small sample size, but seeing the progression from Chambliss in the playoffs compared to the regular season and seeing the regression for Simpson just as soon as like the championship game started in the SEC championship, the whole team was bad. But then
their run game's a joke. I don't know
right,
how.
but then it continued in the playoffs where he was bad. I mean, so bad under pressure, inaccurate, like boneheaded decisions, like I said, like those types of things. When the stage gets bigger and you're playing better teams and then those start to happen, that's a huge red flag in my opinion. I think it's way bigger than just having some inconsistencies because you're only doing it when it matters. It reminds me of, we'll talk about it in a little bit later, but it reminds me of last year's Drew Aller, who looked great in the regular season, but then when the playoffs started, he started falling apart. I mean, he was terrible. And that is just not what you want in the NFL. It's the complete opposite of what you want. And I think having that clutch factor early, you can't really teach clutch factor. It's just kind of, you either got it or you don't. And I don't think Simpson's got it. And I think that's a huge reason I would have easily put Trinidad Chambliss above him.
And that's kind of valid. It's just 5'10".
Yeah, I just think you're buying into height too much.
No,
especially when
he doesn't play well enough to be 5'10". He's not smart enough to be 5'10" and 6'.
I also think that he gets out the pocket a lot.
He's very good outside the pocket.
And
I just worry about what he can do in structure.
Yeah, but I think he's so good outside the pocket that like you can design out. Like it reminds me of kind of maybe this is why, because I know Bo's only like 6'1" or 6'2", but we roll him out all the time. So if you can get him an offense where he's rolling out all the time, I think he could be very good.
4 or 5 inch difference there, probably 4 inch.
Yeah, I mean you just guessing that he's listed at 6
foot.
He
looks tiny.
He's listed at 6 foot.
He is not 6 foot, dude. It's like Pavia said he's 6 foot, and what is he 5'9"?
Okay, Pavia's 5.
Pavia is the guy who should be suing to try to come back to college.
He's 5'8".
No, Pavia's at least 5'9". I remember looking.
No, he got measured. He's 5'8", I think.
No, it's 5'9" or 5'10".
Look it up real fast. But
Pavia's a guy who should be suing to go back to college because he's not going to do anything in the NFL.
He's definitely not 5'10". He's definitely shorter than that. But if Pavia is 5'10", then Chambliss is 6'4". So Pavia is tiny. He looks way smaller than Chambliss. So anyway, that's our little Chambliss conversation. But that and Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson is just a weird prospect. You're never going to see a prospect like him for a while because someone that was so good in the first half.
Like that happens a lot.
Where he was but like not this good in the first half, and then this.
I think we're going to see it a lot more now, especially when we see more teams in the playoffs. That a quarterback, especially quarterbacks, are going to be coming from middle of the pack schools. Obviously, Bama's not. But they're going to look really good against bad competition, go to the playoffs, and probably.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I know, but I think it's going to happen even more now.
Yeah, which I do see what you're saying. But this is where it gets really interesting because we got to start talking about our third quarterback. I think you could go so many ways here. Do you value the guy that you think is guaranteed to be a good, solid backup? 3, do you consider that the guy who has the most potential? Do you what do you go for here? So I'm interested. Let's start with you. Who is your QB3 in this year's class?
People don't hate me. So I'll start by saying I had a late second round grade on Ty Simpson, early second round grade on Mendoza.
Early second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you for that. That's a decent grade.
Okay, I'm not trying to please you, but for Drew Aller as my QB3,
I
have a 5th round grade. He's my QB3. The drop up's insane. I have him below consensus, and I believe consensus he's like QB7 or something like that. And I have him QB3, but he's actually below consensus because I don't think this class is just not that great.
Yeah.
But he's got elite size, 6'5", 225, and he runs really well. He's a powerful runner. A lot of people compared him to Josh Allen last year. He is not that fast or needs to rely on his running ability that much, but he's definitely a physical runner. He's got a good deep ball. That's really his only good accuracy trait, and his arm is really good. And he's just the prototypical quarterback.
In the game I watched, his deep ball was horrible, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. I watched the Oregon game because I wanted to see him against the best defense from this season, and I watched a lot of Drew Allar last season, keep that in mind, where he was very good in the beginning of the year, like we said.
Different player.
So unbelievably terrible in the playoffs, like just so bad. And then we start this year, and he looks like the player from the playoffs. I mean, just not good, right? And you're right. He does have the traits. He's got what I wrote down about there. Let me, because my quarterback 3 is not Drew Allar. I'll just say that. But
let's start with Drew Allar.
Yeah. So, but I would go down to Drew Allar. What I wrote down is that something I really noticed. Ridiculous arm angles, man. I mean, he's just like throwing it like this.
He's comfortable. He can do it from anywhere.
Right.
Smooth release.
Which is awesome. I mean, that is a trait you want in your guys. He's got good arm talent. He's strong. You do see him go through his reads. However, he doesn't seem to have the best decision making anyway. But I do see him move his head a lot across the field, which is
Good job, bro.
Which is a start. That is a start. And believe it or not, that's a lot more than I see from a lot of these other quarterbacks.
It's kind of
he's
able to move his head.
That sounds so nitpicky, but genuinely, like when you're scouting these guys, you would understand because there's just so little things that like they do well, so it's hard. But what I wrote down for his cons is that he looked very scared, very antsy in the pocket. I mean, unbelievably scared in the pocket. It's like he's hiking the ball, he's going like this. Like, immediately, like, it's like he's shaking. I don't get what's going on. He's unbelievably inaccurate. I mean, God, he misses every throw, it feels like. His bad.
Deep accuracy is pretty solid, especially for a college player. But his short accuracy
is so bad.
Yeah, it's like flip a coin.
Never seen so many people miss checkdowns. He's so bad under pressure, is what I said in all caps. And then I put runs too much. Maybe come back to this. I think in the Oregon game, he ran like 8 times. Like
he's
in a couple drives. Going back, I realized I didn't write this down, but I remember watching another thing about the Oregon game is we were talking about how the clutch factor is so important in a quarterback, right? Drew Allar definitely don't got that.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we already talked about how he was so much worse in the playoffs. And then it kind of solidified and brought the point home when I was watching the Oregon game. Last throw of the game, they got a chance to win. They're driving. I think they're at they're opposing 25, and he hiked the ball through it into quadruple coverage, and it was picked off. There were 3 Oregon defenders closer to the ball than the receiver was. So that wasn't good. And I mean, that sounds bad. It's worse than it sounds. Like, it was that bad. Horrific stuff. I mean, horrific stuff. I was like, this guy does not, like, some guys just don't have it. And he's got the traits. He's tall. He's strong. He's got ridiculous arm angles, but he don't got it. And so he could be a backup in this league maybe, but he don't got it. He doesn't have the it factor. He doesn't have the clutch trait. And I just don't think you can fix the accuracy, man.
I think you can.
Not when it's this bad.
The thing is, I think his mechanics and his release is really good if no one is pressuring him. But that's like he's scared type thing, you know? And I think you can fix that. And like that's one reason why I'm up here, because people might have better traits. But the release, in my opinion, is an underrated trait where just like, gone, you know?
That's a huge reason that I have my quarterback 3 is the release.
Yeah, but I also wrote down often gets happy feet.
Oh my God, yeah.
So often. When he's pressured, mechanics are just thrown out the window. He's just doing whatever once he gets pressured.
Well, that's very similar to the guy I have at 3 which
his defense, I also wrote down slow at reading defenses. And Penn State was an RPO offense, but
most college ones are, it feels like these days.
But some more than others.
Yes, I agree.
I also think when he had his safety blanket in Tyler Warren, he was a completely different player. When he had a guy he could trust, he would go through his reads and he'd just be like, oh, well, let's go to Tyler Warren now that things aren't ready. Yeah, he had like 250 yards in one of the games I was watching, 17 catches or whatever. absolutely insane. But when he had a guy he could trust, he was definitely a lot better. I think that was a big part of him taking a step back this season.
Is it a guy he can trust or a guy he can bail him out?
That's also part of it. I was looking back, I was like, wow, love Tyler Warren back in college, dude. So good.
Not as good as Colson Loveland, but
Well, actually, it's definitely a better college player.
yeah,
Literally won the best tight end award.
Not a better prospect.
Yeah, but I have a project quarterback who could eventually turn into a good starter if everything breaks right. Everything has to break right.
I don't know if he could ever be a good starter in this
I think he
league.
could, but very low chance. If he ends up with the Rams behind Matthew Stafford, I think
There still might be less than 1%.
no. Not if he goes to the perfect
There's
situation.
definitely less than 1%
But it's
chance
like the
right now.
roulette. All of them have to land on the same one for you to. Well, not is that roulette? The spinning things where you get like the cherries. That's not roulette.
Slots?
Slots. Yeah, it's like the slots. It's got to all line up.
You
Stars
couldn't
have to
tell
align.
McKay's never been to a casino
Yeah,
before.
all the stars have to align for Drew Aller to be good. But if he is good, I think he'd be very good. And I think I value that over a guy who I'm like, I feel pretty good about him being a backup. I
I agree with that. I put a guy. I'll tell you who my 3 is right now. I put Sawyer Robertson.
What?
Yeah, I did.
What?
Let me explain why. It's the same reason as you. The sense of I think he's got tools, and that's about it.
I don't think his tools are close.
For me, I think his tools are better, and that's why I put him here. Well, I also think he's more developed in the not being a dumbass.
He is a dumbass.
Yeah, not as dumb as Drew Aller. I mean,
he's what? Drew Aller looks like a smart
listen. So
quarterback.
this is what I wrote for Robertson because I have a ton of. I wrote a ton. I didn't realize I wrote this much about Robertson, but he has a super strong arm. I mean, the ball flies off his hand a little too much. I wrote down that he never dials it back. He's throwing a 2-yard check down. That ball is coming out 90 miles an hour. I mean, you got to just catch it.
And it's off target and bouncing off his running back's hands.
Off target. If it's hitting your hands, it's on target. But okay.
It's not going in. His placement on screen for how much he throws them.
No, it's not good. It's hilarious because he's sitting here. It will be this far apart. He'll just rock it into your chest. Someone's got to teach him not to do that, but that can easily be taught. That is something that can be taught. And let me go through his pros and cons actually just really quickly because I have something to say specifically. I said he has extremely randomly, incredibly good throws. Pretty good over the middle, unlike the short and deep game.
It's just like over the middle. It's just like throw to Michael Trigg.
Yeah, but it's always in stride right in his chest most of the time. He had a couple.
His catch radius is ridiculous.
Yes,
so it's
I meant like in his chest. And then he had a couple ridiculously good throws across the middle. I loved his over the middle game, but I noticed that most quarterbacks are better over the middle is what I was scouting. And then I also put he's pretty good on the sideline. But he's just not good in the short and deep game. He has a ridiculously fast release. I mean, by far the fastest in this class. He's faster than Aller easily.
I don't think so.
And it's like going like 90 miles an hour. It's insane. It's ridiculous. He has ridiculously bad footwork. Horrible footwork in all caps is what I put. Some of the worst footwork I've ever scouted. Just horrific. That's something that can be taught though. Plays in a very sheltered offense. He was horrible at the Senior Bowl. He's not good decision making. Which he's usually not making decisions, which is why I think that because they run a sheltered offense and he's antsy in the pocket.
Yeah.
Reason I put him here above Aller, because obviously Aller's 4, is I think that his weaknesses, almost every single one, is an easy fix if you have the right coach. Footwork, you work on that for an offseason, and it can be way better the next season, right? And we've seen quarterbacks succeed.
Well, he'd sit, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Right.
He'd sit behind, hopefully,
a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And so, the thing is, I also think that I think that we've seen quarterbacks succeed with bad footwork. You think of Jordan Love, who's got terrible footwork. Bo Nix has horrible footwork.
Jordan Love's footwork is
horrible.
It was a joke, and now it's pretty solid.
It's
not that bad,
solid.
Bro.
It's bad. It's horrible.
No, it is.
It's horrible. Bo Nix's footwork is not good. It's bad. I mean, he makes mistakes with his footwork all the time, but he's you can see it improving from his rookie season. His rookie season, his footwork was unbearable. I mean, it was like the reason he'd miss every single throw that was inaccurate. You'd be like, oh, that was probably his footwork, and it was every single time. You think of the Saints game, everyone made fun of him for throwing the ball like in between 2 receivers. If you remember that play,
I don't remember.
You definitely do because everyone was laughing about it.
I don't remember the Saints game at all.
He threw the ball and it was a guy here and a guy in the end zone here, and it landed here. in between the two guys. Everyone's like, oh, Bo Nix can't even hit two guys at the same time or something. It was dumb. But he messed up his footwork, and that was why. But he's improving. This season, there was a lot less mistakes with that, and I expect it to get even better the next year. So and especially when you're sitting, like you said, that's something you could just drill over and over and over. And imagine this guy with his strong arm, if he can just learn to stand still. Because it pissed me off so much because I'm watching him and he's like making these ridiculous throws when he's got decent footwork in the pocket. And then the next play, he's like, and throws it like that. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you moving your feet like that? It makes absolutely no sense. And so I think those things can be fixed. For Drew Aller, it just felt like he was more inaccurate to me. And these guys are very close, in my opinion. And I don't think either of them are going to be going to be starters in this league. I mean, I'd take them maybe in the 6th round. Like, that's how bad these guys are. I'm not saying Sawyer Robertson's good. I don't think he's good. I think he's got tools. And I think that's good enough to be QB3 in this class.
All right. You know what I just noticed while you're talking? I read through I gave him 4 strengths and 8 weaknesses. You know what his 4 strengths are?
Mm-hmm.
Good velocity. Can throw from a variety of arm angles. Comfortable ripping the ball into tight windows. Good arm. That's arm.
So you don't think that he has, like, good accuracy on the sideline? Because I think he has way better accuracy than Aller on the sideline. He made a lot of great throws on the sideline. More accurate throws on the sideline than inaccurate, which I cannot say about anything for Aller. Any level of the field, even checkdowns, he might have had more that were inaccurate. And
Aller did not. Checkdowns, dude. Sawyer Robertson's the worst checkdown quarterback of all time.
I don't think we watched the same game. For me, like, he runs a lot of screens, and I didn't feel like the screens were that bad. Like, Aller, it felt like
Dude,
any throw.
I think they ran 15 screens a game at Baylor.
I think that every time I watched Aller, genuinely, there was a 50% chance he overthrew the guy if he was 2 yards in front of him.
Yeah, but also, a lot of it, he just took a giant step back with Penn State in 2025. So you also see a lot of the things in 2024 that were good.
Sawyer Robertson's playing for Baylor. I mean, there's...
Yeah, Baylor, where they're playing terrible competition, and he has an NFL receiver and maybe the second best tight end in the class.
And when the field opens up, you can see that he's able to throw the ball in the tight windows, and he's able to throw the ball on the sideline. He's able to throw it across the middle to Michael Trigg. And, again, he's not good. I'm not arguing he's good. Neither is Aller. They both suck. And I think that you're acting like Aller's good.
This guy's I wrote down poor decision maker under pressure, negative pocket awareness, hit or miss accuracy, inaccurate on the move, which is something that I'd like to see.
He barely got on the move.
Tendency to throw hospital balls is something I noticed. He does not care about his receivers.
Interesting. That's an interesting thing to notice.
Hero ball mentality. Honestly, most quarterbacks have that in college.
I actually disagree with
Aside
that.
from the screens.
Yeah, but they run so many screens.
When he wants to make a play.
It's not really fair to say he has a hero ball mentality when you just don't have a big enough sample size for that.
And he also has tendency to put the ball in harm's way. So he's an 88.
Does he? More of an Aller?
I feel like he should have thrown like 5 picks in these games I'm watching.
Yeah.
He's throwing balls like, I don't know if you saw it. There was this one where he threw it like, there was this one where he reads the field, looks away. That was him, right? Or no, was that Nuss? That was Nuss, right?
That was probably Nuss. I don't know.
Oh, dude, that was so bad.
Anyway, my point. Let us know in the comments. Actually, I'm interested to know who you think is better, Sawyer Robertson or Drew Aller.
Also,
if you've watched them, because I'm actually interested to see that. But I mean, Drew Aller had some picks so bad they should have counted as 2. Like, it was so. Neither of these guys are good. Can we just admit neither of these guys are good?
I think that Drew Aller's farther along somehow.
I disagree.
And also his arm
actually,
is definitely better.
I actually
don't
think I agree with that either.
It's a good amount better.
It's definitely not stronger.
Noticeably better. Yes, it is. His arm's stronger than Sawyer Robertson. 100%.
No way, dude.
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen an arm. There wasn't an arm stronger than Robertson's last year or this year. Like, he has a ridiculously strong arm.
Whose last year's class was? Shuck had the strongest arm last year.
Definitely not stronger than Roberts.
Yeah, I guess.
He has a strong arm.
Not as strong as Aller's.
Dude, I don't think we watched the same quarterback. Aller is terrible.
Dude, I'm watching Sawyer Robertson in every other play. I'm like, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm watching Drew Aller in every play. I'm saying, what are you doing?
Bro, it's not every play.
It might actually be.
We actually had a sample size of Aller playing good
You should
football.
watch the Oregon film.
We have good football on film for Drew Aller. We can't say that about Sawyer Robertson. There's no good football that he
We
played.
have good football on film from Drew Aller for a year and a half ago. Then he played in the playoffs, and now he sucks.
Well, I'm just saying there is no good film to look at for Sawyer Robertson.
I mean, there's good plays. That's good film, right?
No. Look at Drew Aller's good plays.
When? I don't think he had any this season.
Well, that's not true.
You should watch the Oregon game and then come back to me because it is horrific.
Okay, well, I'm not saying I like Drew Aller. I'm just saying, boy, do I hate Sawyer Robertson.
Well, I hate Drew Aller. I have Drew Aller 4, though. Believe it or not.
Oh, I should probably say, on the graphic, it probably says, I have Sawyer Robertson QB 12. I watched 11 quarterbacks. 11 and a half.
Dude, who?
Any quarterback I watched
How?
was better. Any quarterback I watched was better.
How? My number 5 guy? No. My number 6 guy? Can't argue it. Number 7? Cannot argue that. I mean, this class is so bad. I don't know how you can find 11 quarterbacks that are worth drafting.
Oh, I didn't. I put him undraftable and don't pick him up.
His arm is
immediately.
strong enough alone to take him in the 7th.
Bro, you have to fix everything about him. You have to fix his
You don't have
mentality.
to fix his arm.
His-
His mentality.
His, like, not mentality, I mean, like, his
I decided that he
decision-making.
doesn't.
his decision making.
Okay.
You have to fix his decision making, his accuracy,
Okay.
his footwork,
Okay.
his
I'm just counting how many
his
of
throwing
these.
motion's inconsistent.
No, just
when
keep-
it's good, it's great.
Just keep
but
going because I haven't heard a single one that you don't have to fix with Aller as well. Just keep going.
Aller's footwork's good. His footwork is good.
Whoa.
His footwork.
Whoa! When he gets
It's not
pressured, his
great.
footwork goes out the window.
Yeah,
You
but-
said that.
You have good footwork. You just are an idiot under pressure. Sawyer Robertson
That
in a
might be
clean pocket.
worse.
No, it's not because
No,
he
because
already knows how to have good footwork.
no, because he has bad habits. At least Sawyer Robertson just doesn't
no,
have
he has
footwork.
bad habits in his footwork. That's why
Sawyer
footwork's
Robertson
bad.
just doesn't have footwork. It's just not there. He just
Yeah, it's
kinda-
better to know good footwork.
I disagree because he's more moldable. Sawyer Robertson clearly hasn't had the.
Sawyer Robertson, is he 24 or is he 23?
Sawyer Robertson hasn't had the training that Aller has.
Sawyer Robertson's been like a 5-year starter or something.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Penn State training. He doesn't have top prospect training. He doesn't have that type of thing. Imagine when he gets NFL training, he could have a tiny chance. Drew Aller has all that. He's not going to change when he gets to the NFL. This is just who he is. At least Sawyer Robertson has a tiny chance to get better. Everything you said has to be fixed for Aller too. But because his name's Sawyer Robertson, he's the 12th best. These guys
Bro,
are
he's...
these guys are the same guy.
No, they're not.
Very similar guys.
Dude, he has way worse traits. He's also this isn't a big deal, but he's 2 inches shorter.
oh my God, bro.
He's
Dude,
5
he's
pounds lighter.
he's
and
only
he's
6'4".
a non-factor as a rusher.
He's only 6'4".
That's something you're not
No.
talking about. He's a 6'3". He's a non-factor as a rusher. Like in the NFL, he's not gonna be able to run the ball.
I don't
in
think
the
Drew
NFL,
Aller's
Drew
gonna-
Aller is going to be able to use his rushing ability.
What's he gonna have, like 100 yards a year, bro? Like
350.
whoa,
Dude, that's
Dude,
good.
he's not
If he starts,
athletic.
obviously, I don't think he's gonna start.
he's not that
but
athletic.
he is
bro.
athletic.
Dude. You're gonna get roasted in the comments for this Sawyer
I don't
Robertson
like,
hate.
bro. Sawyer Robertson. You guys gotta watch the film.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying he's good again. Like I don't know why you're acting like I'm saying he's good, but
you said put him at QB3.
I'm no stop. I'm
what
saying
what
he's
round grade do you have?
like 6th.
Yeah, that's Glaze.
It's not. I
That's
would take.
generational
I would
Glaze.
if I'm the Rams, I'm taking him in the 6th.
If I'm the Rams, I'm taking Drew Aller.
I think they're the same player, but Sawyer Robertson has a better chance because his arm's stronger.
His arm is not stronger. I don't know how you
Definitely is. We should get them side by side and measure because it's definitely strong. Who's your QB4?
Luke Altmaier.
Oh my God. Bro, we don't even have film for him.
I watched some film on Twitter. Not very much. Like, obviously, I'm watching for all these quarterbacks. I'm watched 2 games of them. Full film. For him, I got like 5 minutes of film and then highlights. But I'm saying that's enough. I have low end backup with potential to be a high end backup or spot starter. He kind of reminded me of Gardner Minshew a little bit, but
I agree that he's going to be a backup, and I think he could be a solid backup, actually.
yeah, I like him as a backup. That's why he's QB4.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I don't have him there. I put 3 guys that I think have a less than 1% chance, but a chance to be a starter, and then I put
Like, don't spoil your rankings. Bro.
well then I put guys that can be backups. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I think he can be a good backup. Is my thing. All
I
the
do-
other
I
guys I'm
agree.
projected to be backups, I don't think will be good backups.
because he kind of fits the backup mold.
Yeah, he's clutch. 5 fourth quarter comebacks or 5 fourth quarter or overtime comebacks with under a minute left.
Wow.
So very clutch.
Some Bo Nix trade there.
He's got a good deep ball. He reads the field quickly. He adjusts reads pre-snap. I didn't really get to see that since I didn't see that, but that's what people are saying. So I added that to my scouting report, which is very good. Oh, shoot, I lost it. He's got the ability to escape the pocket, and he's a good runner. He was outrunning defenses. I don't think he's going to be like a great runner or anything. I think the defenses just looked really slow when he was outrunning them. But there were secondary players too, so he's like got speed to his game. Maybe like a little slower than like a Bo Nix. So like you're not, using too much designed running, but you could roll him out. He can escape the pocket, create plays on the ground. And his ball placement's really good. But he's 6'1", 210. That's not great, and he's probably like 6 foot if we're being honest. He keeps the play alive and takes unnecessary sacks. As almost every quarterback we've talked about, his play takes a huge hit under pressure. It's not anything like Drew Aller or Sawyer Robertson, but something you'd like him to improve, especially as a backup. And his intermediate accuracy, especially compared to the rest of the quarterbacks, seems to be below average.
Yeah, I mean, again, we didn't have access to his film. I guess you found some on Twitter, but I didn't have any access to it. Did watch his highlight reel. I felt weird because the highlight reel started off with like some not great deep balls, and then he got like a bunch of good ones in a row, and then it went back to a couple bad ones at the end before I stopped watching. And that's only showing the ones that are completed, so it makes me worry about like what maybe his deep ball's not as good as it looks on the highlight reel. But he doesn't have the strongest arm. He is a bit shorter. But like you said, he's athletic. He can run. And he's got good ball placement. He seems smart with the football. Like he's not going to be stupid, which is what you want from a backup. And so, like you said, if he can improve against the rush, then yeah, I think you can be a really solid backup. But I just decided to put guys that I think have a tiny chance over the guy that I am confident is a backup.
Well, I think he's the only guy I'm confident is backup. But I'm pretty confident, and I think he's a guy who could come in and win you the game possibly. And he also is a guy who I don't think if he came in with a big lead, I don't think he'd lose the game, which is just like the perfect backup.
Yeah, but I agree. I think there's a decent chance he goes third because he is a backup. And so if Aller and Robertson drop to like the 6th, I could see him going in the 6th because people are looking for a backup.
And he's lower on consensus.
Really?
I think he was like QB 14. But at that point, QB like 8 through 14.
There's 14 quarterbacks that you're looking at?
I don't know how people found 14 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But I can't believe you haven't 4. This is wild. I did not expect this. So
that my standards were really lowered by the time I got to it.
Yeah. Yeah. We can move on to 5. I'm interested.
Wait, so your 4 is Aller?
Yeah.
You want me to say my 5? I think we might have the same player here.
Okay.
I got Taylon Green.
I also have Taylon Green. Look at us going back to where we were at together.
I think he's less far along than Aller.
It was interesting because the film we have access to, we only had 2024, unfortunately. I don't know if you saw any 2025 film on like Twitter or anything, but we watched 2024. So of course he's going to look less far along because I'm assuming he took some sort of step this year.
I looked at it. His touchdown percent went up 2, but his interception percent went up, whatever it was. Anyway, he just like had a little bit more variance, I guess.
Let's see what I wrote.
But they looked somewhat similar.
Let's see what I wrote down for Taylon Green. I put he is massive and extremely fast. Something I noticed about him that I actually really liked is he keeps his eyes downfield on the scramble drill, though. I expected him to always be looking to run, but multiple times in the game saw him keep his eyes downfield, complete a pass. But interestingly, I feel like with a prospect like this, I'd expect him to have a really high velocity ball. He does not, in my opinion. He kind of which it's not necessarily a bad thing from the plays I saw. He kind of lofted it, but it was completed at the same time. Across the middle or on the scramble drill specifically, he's really good at I think he's way better in the scramble than he is in the pocket, right? He's able to roll out, and he's completing passes way downfield. He's completing passes back across the field. He's very smart. He's very comfortable in the scramble game, which is a good thing. It's a great sign. However, he's just not good in the pocket. He's
Mhm.
very inaccurate. Doesn't place the ball well ever. It felt like most of the time it was off to the side or above their head, or he's never in their chest. And this was so surprising to me. Why does he take so many sacks for a guy that is so athletic? I
His
noticed,
burst isn't that good. He's a long strider.
yeah,
So in open
that's
field,
true.
he's a good rusher.
But it just feels weird. Like,
Mhm.
even not for a guy who's too athletic. Like, he also just takes too many sacks. Maybe he thinks he's a little faster than he is. But I noticed it in the game I watched, and I was like, let me go check like how many sacks he's taken this season. And it was like 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3. Like, it was an insane amount of sacks every single
Mhm.
game. And I know people don't think sacks are a quarterback stat, but they are, and like at least heavily influenced by the quarterback. And
A lot of his are.
that's what I'm
From what I
saying.
saw.
It's like the sacks I saw were all his fault. So, yeah, I mean, he's got potential. He's massive and he's extremely athletic. And he's further along than I expect. Like, he's definitely better in the scramble drill than I think like Jalen Milroe was last season. But he's somehow worse in the pocket, and he just doesn't have the arm talent that you'd want from a guy that you're taking.
He's got a
like
great
this.
arm.
I disagree.
The thing is, what you said with velocity. Sometimes he does throw with velocity. He just doesn't know when. Like sometimes he'll throw. I saw him throw a deep ball with velocity, and I was like,
Wait, what?
"What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then he also like over the middle, like randomly, he'll just be like, and just like
Yeah.
loft it
He
in there.
literally
Makes
does, like,
no
a little
sense.
this thing.
Makes no sense. He takes unnecessary hits in the scramble drill. He doesn't slide. Like he is huge.
I don't know if he needs to slide. He's so
He
big.
is huge, but in the NFL you gotta slide, especially like 6'6", 225.
Yeah,
Like that's slimmer.
not too dense.
Yeah, not that dense. What else did I have? Dreadful under pressure and cannot throw with anticipation. The throw's got to be there first for him to throw it. I don't know if you noticed that. It almost felt like he was playing backyard football until someone got wide open, and then he just throw it.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird.
He's a weird player.
He's not very.
This is definitely the weirdest player I've ever scouted.
Yeah, I put lottery ticket with who could be amazing, but likely will just be out of the league.
Yeah.
Or be playing tight end.
But
something
this
he
is a
should
guy.
definitely try.
This is a guy I would aim to take in the 6th or 7th round.
Yeah, I have a 6th-round grade.
So he really could. I mean, he's got tools, but it's like
He's got every tool.
this feels like a guy that people are like, oh, let's take him in the 3rd round. Like,
Yeah, but he's not though. He's actually going
where he's
late.
supposed to, which is good. That's why he's my quarterback, whatever, at
5.
or 5. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely think he's got tools, think he's got potential, but I just don't think it's going to work for him most likely. But like you said, good choice to tight end. The first play of the film I watched, they ran like a rollout and they ran people really deep, and there was just no one in this area. Bro just started sprinting, and he looked so fast. I was like, holy freaking crap. Like, he was moving. So I'm really interested to see his 40 time.
His acceleration isn't great. I don't think his 10-yard split will be great, but
Maybe his 40 time.
his
will be
top
good.
speed's nice.
It's so good. So, and he's just such a pretty strider. Like, that's Glaze low key, but like,
I think it honestly is worse, but it looks nice. You know what I
It
mean?
look-
Like
yeah.
his burst is not great. He's not gonna. That's why that's one reason why he takes a lot of sacks.
but I also think that he's faster than maybe he looks at times because he's 6'6". So who knows? He looks fast already, and he's 6'6" as well. So we'll see. But I think that he's an interesting player, and I think he's going. It's rare when a player like this goes at the right spot. Usually he goes like 3 rounds too early. So
Imagine the Packers take him. Comes the next Malik Willis, kind of.
it's nothing
Like
like Malik Willis.
speedy.
He reminds me.
saw.
He reminds me of Jalen Milroe.
Well, he's nothing like Milroe. He's more like Anthony Richardson.
Richardson went 4.
Yeah.
He is a lot
he's-
like Richardson.
Yeah, that's who he kind of reminded me of.
But
I was just saying, like, what our offense was able to do once we were able to have a rushing quarterback. It was interesting. And developed really well.
yeah. So maybe he could develop.
Obviously, that was not my comp.
Yeah, I was like, what? We've already moved to 6?
Yeah.
I got Luke Altmaier. I know we've already talked about him quite a bit. So the reason I put him behind, like I said, I got Robertson, Aller, and Green. I think all 3 of those guys have tools and could do something. Again, not likely, but they could do something. And then I wanted to go back up. So
Well, I think the
Altmaier's
value
my
of having
backup.
a backup quarterback on a rookie contract, like right now, they're making what?
yeah, it is
5
very
to 10
valuable.
million? Like that's a lot of money. So it's just really valuable. You're gonna have a pretty solid backup for 4 years, which I think is definitely worth a 5th or 6th round pick.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. But I think you could argue any of the guys that I put ahead of him could be at the same range, if that makes sense. Like I think all 4 of these guys you could draft at the same time.
I'm not drafting Sawyer Robertson personally.
I mean,
at all.
it's just the hate is just too much. Like
Bro,
it's
so much
forced.
joke.
It's forced hate at this point. So anyway, who do you have at 6?
And number 6, I have a guy who I didn't watch much of. I have Cole Payton.
At 6?
I don't like this draft at all. He's lefty. That's annoying, but he's a really good scrambler.
Runs a lot.
I think I looked at it. He had like 15 rushing touchdowns and 14 passing touchdowns, something like that. I don't know. Every single one of his plays on his highlight reel, which is all from this season,
Looked amazing.
perfect in stride dimes downfield. It's like some of the best highlights you'll ever watch from a quarterback.
There's just no access to film
Mhm.
because he played at a school that no one cares about. So
I think they're going to the FBS soon. That's what I saw.
really,
I thought.
I'm interested after this video. I'm gonna obviously not today, but leading up to the draft, I really hope that stuff gets released about him. We can
Mhm.
find some more film on him because he is an interesting prospect. I mean, he's
Yeah.
super talented and he's a great rusher. So
It's hard to talk about. I didn't really watch film. I kind of just
Yeah.
glanced at the highlights. I was like, I need another guy, especially with Chambliss going off.
mm-hmm.
It's just like these top 5 guys, I feel like are pretty good if you draft them late in their drafts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else, it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like even Cole Payton, the legend Cole Payton.
The legend.
A lot of people really like Cole Payton, and it looks like he's got a good arm. He's got good tools.
Yeah, I mean, he looks really solid in the
Mhm.
highlight reel, but like you said, it's hard to know without watching him a ton. But taking a flyer on him without knowing much might be better than taking some of these guys.
Oh,
so.
that's 100% my mentality, what I was thinking.
So,
So.
it's pretty rough. So
QB6 was
yeah, that was QB6.
for you.
It was Luke Allmeyer.
Oh, okay.
So not much to talk about there, as we already talked about him. So we'll skip over that pretty fast. Go to 7, where I have Cole Payton, who we again can't really talk about. Who's your 7?
My 7's Garrett Nussmeier.
Way too high. Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? Nope. Get out. You have Sawyer Robertson at 12. Dude, they're like literally the same developed, but Sawyer Robertson has tools.
What are you talking about?
Garrett
Did
Nussmeier.
you watch a game from last season?
Garrett Nussmeier is the worst quarterback I've ever scouted. Genuinely.
Sawyer Robertson's the worst quarterback I've ever scouted. Bro, he's an idiot.
Garrett Nussmeier is an idiot with no tools. He's just as bad at all of Robertson's weaknesses as Robertson is.
Wait, I look, you read that wrong. He's QB8.
This is 7.
That's embarrassing.
Garrett Nussmeier's not on my
Well,
list.
spoiler, he's QB8.
He's actually that was dramatic. He's not the worst. Cade Klubnik's definitely worse, but
Cade Klubnik's my number 7. Just kidding.
oh, I was like,
I have
what?
Carson Beck at number 7.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't
I'm
think you'd
worried
have him this
about-
high.
I mean, I feel like he's going to be a backup in the NFL.
I could see it.
But I also worry about there's this one thing, like, was it a year ago, where there was a play that happened. I think it was a miscommunication, and he threw a pick, and it lost in the game. And afterwards, he was like, yeah, that was 100% on my receiver. I just did what I could or something. And it was like,
It's not what you
not
want.
what I want, especially from a backup. You're not good enough to talk like that.
Well,
Also, from
yeah.
your starter, obviously, you don't want that. But he's a fast processor, good in the pocket. I was surprised with his arm angles. Obviously, all these other quarterbacks, even Sawyer Robertson, Drew Allard, these guys got great arm angles. I was just surprised with Carson Beck because he's not.
he was so bad at Georgia.
I mean, he did what he kind of needed to.
I think he was a lot better this in the playoffs. Obviously, they made a really good run. He was able to. He showed some things in the playoffs.
Mhm.
I mean, I think a big portion was that is Mark Fletcher is amazing, and is Malachi Toney is also
Mhm.
very good. And so those guys could help him shine. And he
Also,
was
C.J. Daniels is coming out this year.
well. The thing is that sounded like Glaze, so I need to clarify. He was not good in the playoffs, but there were some
He also
drives. He
sold
was
the playoff
okay.
game
Yes,
at the end.
but
Not clutch at all.
for taking him here at the 7th round, probably maybe undrafted, is
Mhm.
not terrible. He could be a backup in the league, and that's how bad the class is. We're getting to could be backup in the league.
I have
so.
low end backup with potential to develop into an average backup.
The potential to develop into an average backup.
Dude,
What a sentence!
He has no.
What a legendary sentence!
He has no tools.
You just said, yeah, he's ass, but he's got the potential to develop into less ass.
Oh yeah, 100%. Got a weak arm. He's not mobile. He's a bad deep ball. Falls for coverage disguises, and always benefited from being around elite talent.
Dude, that is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, he's not good, but he's better than a lot of these guys. Definitely better than Garrett Nussmeier, so I'm glad you put him above him. Which we'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, I had Cole Payton. We already knew what we said. Like, he looks like he's got a shot, and so that's why I threw him on here above the other guys. So, moving on to 8, you had Garrett
Nussmeier.
Let's talk about Garrett Nussmeier.
I wrote down throws with nice touch. That's something that most touch on. Bro, his touch is nice.
It's hard to tell when he
especially
can't.
from this class,
it's
where
hard
everyone. I think everybody else I put needs to throw with touch more.
It's hard to tell where the touch if he's got touch when he doesn't hit a receiver. It's pretty tough to tell.
When he hits a receiver, it was almost always in a good spot, in stride. He reads defense well pre-snap, and he can thread the needle at times.
This is insane glaze.
Bro, how's that glaze?
What's his con?
I also wrote down throws to first read most of the time. Very small, especially for a pocket passer, because normally these guys who are 6 foot, 6'1", they can get outside the pocket and at least be able to read the full field sometimes. I worry about that for him. He forces a big play when it's not there. His pocket movement sucks. Falls for coverage disguises, and took a massive step back from 2024, and he's already 24 years old. So
I wrote down cons. He's got a weak arm. He is wildly and on caps inaccurate. Don't see him off his first read much, and horrible decision making.
what's his pros?
His pros were, I don't know. He's good on a first read 5-yard slant, I guess.
I have a 7th round grade on him.
That's what I wrote. I don't know. Dash, he's good on first read 5-yard
I also
slant.
watched a game from this year and last year, and last year he was definitely a draftable quarterback.
I also had one more pro I added at the end. I wrote, he's okay across the middle.
Solid.
This guy is terrible. He is so bad. I never understood it when at the beginning of the year, McKay told me, he goes, yeah, so everyone thinks Garrett Nussmeier is going to be really good. And I was like,
I watched a game from
What?
him that year that he was good. I don't remember. It was against a good team, and he had like 450 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
I watched him, I think, against USC last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like the year he was supposedly good, and I thought he was horrible. So, I don't know. I hate Garrett Nussmeier as a prospect. I think he's got no potential. Weak arm. He's not a good body type. He's not a good build. He's older. I just don't see any pros here, and I don't see any reason to put him on my list. So I kept him off because I think he's horrible. I have him behind Klubnik, in front of Klubnik.
They sit behind him.
But like low key, if he's like on Pavia's level, bro. Like he is so bad.
Bro,
and I mean literally on his level,
bad.
bro.
He's just not gonna ever translate.
I mean literally on his level, bro. Like he's like
not quite. But okay.
But my quarterback 8 was Carson Beck. So
Yeah.
I felt pretty happy with my list not having Garrett. I wrote down Garrett Bum on my thing because I think he's horrible.
He was also the best quarterback in the Senior Bowl, something to throw out, where he's on the same playing field as all the other ones, including Sawyer Robertson, who was a joke at the Senior Bowl.
Nussmeier
wasn't that great, but
I
he was
did
better
write
than all the
down
other ones.
that Robertson was bad in the Senior Bowl. Like I wrote that, but it's really hard for me to take the judgment of other people and just make that a big impact in my rankings. In fact, I hate doing that because other people are wrong a lot. Like a lot, way
They
too
told
much,
us
especially
that
for being
Jackson
a job.
Dart was not a rushing quarterback
At
all. They didn't seem to think it was part of his tool bag.
They told us that Fernando Mendoza is a number 1 overall pick. They told us that he's super smart at dissecting defenses. It feels like he doesn't do that at all. Like they're never right about anything. I mean, it's so
but
how
when
is
you're watching the Senior Bowl? Like, how are you going to be that wrong? Like, obviously,
how are they that wrong about anything? They took Anthony Richardson 4.
Sure, bro.
4.
He was the most athletic quarterback of all time.
Yeah, how'd that work out for him? That's what I thought. It's just I'm not impacting that in my rankings. From what I've seen, he's got tools. That's enough for me in this class. I mean, most classes he'd be like QB 7, but like this one he's 3. So because you're supposed to have Dante Moore, supposed to have Trinidad Chambliss, and the class was still supposed to be weak.
Lagway. Well, maybe not Arch. We kind of knew most of the time, but Lagway.
Lagway's supposed to come
Not
out this
Lagway.
year?
Shoot, what? Sellers. I was thinking about
Sellers.
Sellers. So
Yeah.
I thought Lagway.
But no one wanted to come out this year. Everyone wanted to go
I'm
back
glad
to
that
college.
I think. Now I'm getting them mixed up.
Sellers needed to go back, though.
I think Sellers needed a transfer.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the other guys we
Yeah, we
have
got to
on
go
our
through
list?
honorable mentions. Everyone we watched.
I wrote dishonorable mentions.
Oh, that's
They
a
don't
little
deserve.
harsh.
They don't deserve to be honored.
A guy you didn't really watch, and I only watched highlights. Joe Fagnano. Threw 30 touchdowns or something, 1 pick this year at UConn. So pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
but seemed pretty smart. Obviously, only threw 1 pick all year. A lot of his stuff was benefiting from Skylar Bell, who's a very good prospect. Probably gonna be a 4th-round pick. Which, when you're playing for UConn, you're a 4th-round pick. You're a superstar.
Yeah.
So that's their whole offense. Hard to evaluate him, and he's 26 years old. But if you're getting a guy who's a quarterback for his rookie contract, I felt like that was fine. I don't know if he's gonna be back up. I didn't get film on him. I watched Cade Klubnik. He'd probably be next. People probably want us to talk about Cade Klubnik.
He's horrible.
Well, I have 5 pluses for him, and is that 9 minuses? Yeah, good at escaping the pocket. I thought that was really underrated. Kind of got this like Brock Purdy level movement, which is his most underrated part of Brock Purdy's game, but also one of his less good parts.
that to be your strength.
Ball placement is good at times. Accuracy when rolling right is good. It's kind of weird that I specify that. But quick release, which I feel like now I'm looking at this, I put that down for a lot of people. So.
Yeah. So maybe you just
Above
don't know what a
average
quick
athlete.
release is.
He ignores safety over the top, inconsistent accuracy, forces the ball into double coverage, weak arm, height leads to batted balls, bad under pressure, stares down first read, play typically significantly worse against top competition, and's got a hero mentality when he's losing. Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, he will lose you a game, but I
And
wrote
he
down.
won't win you
I
one.
wrote down camp body who could develop into a low end QB2.
Could develop into a low end QB2 is an insane
Brock Purdy, he
statement.
couldn't read a defense or be accurate.
Awesome. Pretty fun stuff there. Yeah, Cade Klubnik's not good. We've talked about this plenty of times, but it makes no sense that he was going to be a 4th or 5th round pick, and then he just jumped up into being a Heisman favorite and then fell back down because he's ass. So, don't know what's going on with Cade Klubnik. I don't know if people still like him. I doubt it, but
I think he's contested QB8.
so I'm a little glazed, but yeah, I mean, he's just not great. Pavia, I'll start the conversation on Pavia. I thought he was a really good college quarterback.
Yeah, 100%.
His connection with Eli Stowers was really fun to watch. I watched, I think it was the LSU game with Vanderbilt, maybe that was one, and they have a good defense. And Pavia really played really well. I thought he played really solid. I think Eli Stowers had a huge game that game. That was when I first noticed him early in the season. But genuinely, Pavia played really well. His ball placement was good. His decision making was good. He was smart. He's fine with athleticism. Like he is not.
He's pretty athletic.
He's not terrible, right? Like, but it's gonna be really hard for that to transfer in the NFL when you're like 5'8", on the
He's
feet.
a legit like 5'10".
I don't think he is.
Or I think I remember now. He was 5'9.5". So everywhere rounds it up.
So
to
he's
5'10".
shorter than me, dude. Like
I'm getting there.
it's gonna be rough. And like
If I pop up my
I
hair,
don't
I'm
think
not
height
the
is
same
as
height.
big of a deal as people make it seem for quarterbacks. But when you're 5'9", it's a different story. That is really
Yeah.
short.
Also,
I
I don't think he can throw the ball more than 35 yards.
Doesn't have a strong arm, but he is accurate and he's smart. It's just that he's also like 28 years old. It feels like
He's 24.
really,
Or
is
he'll
that
be
it?
24
He's-
when
I thought he played a ton.
He did, but he'll be
I thought he was
24.
25.
He'll be 24 at the beginning of the season. I did my ages based on the beginning of the season, the NFL season. So
No, he's turning 25 in 2 days. So
why did I write down 24?
he turns 25 in 2 days.
That's weird. And he's also 5'9", 200 pounds.
So it's just a weird quarterback that clearly isn't going to translate to the NFL. But he was a good college quarterback, so he deserves a nice shout out. He was-
Also, I mean, are we gonna talk about his
reaction to the Heisman.
everything, his personality?
Yeah,
It's not a backup personality. It's not my
It's not a starter personality.
no, but I feel like he'll be a distraction as a backup.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I he's definitely going undrafted. I think he'll get signed, but he's going undrafted.
Yeah,
So
seems like a Max Duggan type situation,
interesting comp.
except for he's a bit better in college.
So, is anybody else you want to throw honorable mentions to?
Is there anybody we didn't talk about? I don't think so.
I don't
We
think.
talked about everyone who's.
I have
relevant.
11 quarterbacks on here, and you threw in.
Banyano.
So that's 12. I don't think there's more than that we really need to talk about.
No, I don't think so.
Except you had Sawyer Robertson 14, you said. So who's
No,
your
I had him
13?
12.
Oh, okay. Pretty crazy stuff there. But comment down below. Remember to comment down below Sawyer Robertson or Drew Aller. Really interested to see what that's about. And also tell McKay he's dumb. Just tell him he's dumb in the comments for Sawyer Robertson. But be nice about it. We want nice comments.
How is that possible?
You guys been mean recently, so be
Have
nice. Yeah, they've been mean to us about Fernando Mendoza specifically. They've been mean to me.
Especially you,
So,
yeah.
Be open-minded about Mendoza. I want to know your opinion on Mendoza. Like realistically, if you've watched the film, what do you think about his arm? Do you think it's below average and all that good stuff? But if you made it to this point in the video, it probably means you enjoyed it. We're doing lots of draft content here at the end of this or during the off season. So make sure you subscribe, like the video. It helps us out a ton. We really want to grow this. So be much appreciated and have a good one, everybody.